Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs Podcast presented by DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app. Use the promo code CHGO when you sign up. The chats are already agreeing with me. My name's Luke Stuckmeyer. That is Cody Delmendo on the other side. And in the middle, the one and only Brendan Miller, the pitch doctor in from California to stop the losing streak.
Saved the season.
Where were you when Brendan
saved the season?
When Brendan Miller saved the season.
Stress-free win, just how I like it. Save the season. You're welcome.
I was at the CHGO Sports Studios with Brendan, thanking him for saving the season.
We all saved the season. Is Corey already in our chat?
He's here.
Oh, he's giving me credit.
He's in Hawaii.
Giving you credit.
I need to screen save that. That rarely happens. Corey giving me credit. Thank you, Corey.
Where were you for the Gomes game?
Like 4.0.
That Brendan Miller.
Yeah.
Manifested.
Manifested, yes. Manifested.
Don't worry, I just screenshotted it for you.
Thank you.
You got it.
I appreciate it.
Where were you when the Cubs avoided the sweep? Fuck, thank God, man. This is weight off my chest. I feel like I work out every day. I hear you all in the chat sometimes that say that I need to go to the gym. I work out every day, man. And like for real, like this is the most I felt like I've lost weight. Like this one was so needed. Like and I know me and you, we were both like, what is happening when it was 2-0?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Patrick Wisdom, huge dong that we needed. Then, before that, Seiya getting the big hit. Everyone's been complaining about Seiya not only getting hits, but not getting hits with runners in scoring position. 2 for 3 tonight with a walk. And then Gomes just extending the lead. Christopher Morel, 112 miles per hour off the bat, 109 miles per hour off the bat. An absolute spark in the lineup like we all said he'd be. I mean, they might as well let us be in the front office because everything that we said he would be, he was tonight. I mean,
put us in the dugout. We can call these games.
Yeah, right?
You know? Yeah, I can maybe turn a better double play than Nick Madrigal. Not to slander Nick Madrigal.
I can't say anything. I have 5 more days of no slander.
I knew that was coming.
Corey's gonna hate me for saying that.
Let's give the people what they want.
All right.
For those watching on the live feed on YouTube and in the chat, which is on fire right now, you all know that after a Cubs win on the postgame show, Cody likes to chug a little Goose Island out of the beer bat that somebody sent him, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's a used beer bat, and now it will be filled with a full pocket Pilsner from Goose Island. Honk, honk.
Honk, honk.
He's gotten much better at the pouring.
All right. Yeah. So this is the only beer that was 12 ounces because, everyone watched last time. I kind of started with the 16.
We're getting the stopwatch ready. The stopwatch is being prepared.
It's been a work in progress with the whole
Been a while.
And the chugging.
Do you remember how to do this?
Well,
it's gonna be it's gonna be something. Like I'm so happy you could be here to see this in person.
Yeah.
It's been so long since we were able to watch Cody do this that he's actually changed his Goose Island preference from 312 to the full pocket Pilsner.
Oh,
look at that.
That's a great
Just a little bit of foam. Delmetrics would tell you that's a good pour.
Literally. If this pour doesn't manifest a 10-game winning streak now,
please,
my God, what else do I have to do?
I know.
All right.
Alexander agrees with me.
Yes,
people are taking predictions right now. Shane says 21.2. Foreign Empire thinks 16.4 on the beer bat chug. And Barb wants to know, how do you wash out that beer bat, Cody? The answer is he doesn't. AKA bacteria.
I do wash it out, Luke. We have a sink over there, and I wash it out after every show.
Oh,
man.
okay. Doug Van Dorn says, I agree, Luke. That's a great pour. Vanilla Chill predicting 16.6. Are we ready? Shay says 20.5. The beer bat chug from Cody Del Mendo after avoiding the sweep against the Cardinals. And
hold on. This beer bat chug is for my good friend Brendan Miller for coming in from Cali to manifest the W.
Thank you.
To Jan Gomes, to Patrick Wisdom, to Christopher Morel, and for every Cubs fan that's ever had to endure Cardinals fans and hate them as much as I do. All right.
And to Wilson Contreras?
Not to Wilson Contreras.
I didn't think so. All right, you ready?
Yes. Here we go.
And there's the first sip. And he's chugging. He's halfway down. He's around the turn.
He's going.
Just like the Kentucky Derby, this could be an upset. He's still going. He's not stopping. Hasn't taken a breath yet. Here goes Del Mendo. Down the stretch he comes. Gone. 15.75 by my timer.
Woo. Is that good?
15.75.
Yeah,
I think we had a 16. We had a 16.6 was Vanilla Chill, I think.
I have no idea how to use this stopwatch on here. Mine said 2 minutes.
Yeah,
so
I don't know what
2
was
minutes.
going on
That was
with that
definitely not
thing.
2 minutes.
Foreign Empire says, Luke, can I hear
time-
you say Jan, the God Gomes?
This is the first time I ever had
You're
full
gonna throw
pocket.
up on?
Yeah, how'd it feel?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Do you want to do yours in the second half?
Now.
Or you want to do it
No,
now?
do it
I was
right now.
doing it
Is
now.
that okay?
Yeah, no, so
Okay.
here's what's amazing about this now. We have two chuggers. This win was so important that we not only flew
Had to be done.
we not only flew the pitch doctor across the country
All right, here we
from
go.
California.
You gotta chug
but
it a little bit more.
oh boy, yeah, you watch your pour.
This is like a real
Oh.
art.
Yeah.
Okay. See, now we're gonna see how it's done. 15.75. The record has been set by Cody Del Mendo.
This is a deceivingly big bat.
That is, it's from what Cody says, it's difficult to chug out of that. Now the
Yeah.
record for the beer
Well, now I'm a
chug
little
after a
nervous.
win is
It
you do have another option. If you don't want to do it out of the beer bat,
too late,
Joey
though.
did stick one of his
Did he put
incisor
on
teeth
this?
into the can, and he did shotgun it that way,
All right. Hold on.
which was something else.
You're right. This is
Rhonda said 15.5,
Yeah.
which was almost on.
All right. Where's my stopwatch?
I've got the stopwatch. You want to
Luke's
take
got
time?
you.
You want to let the head on the foam there go down a little bit, or?
See, I
The
think-
chat is
I think I'm
immaculate
okay.
right now.
What does the chat
Barb
say?
says,
As Brendan is hoping-
please wipe off the rim.
You know what? That's a great recommendation. Actually, the problem is I have like nothing to wipe this.
We don't
down
have
with.
anything to wipe it down. You want me to get a paper towel, give you a little clean wipe?
Actually, I would.
All right, yeah, I thought so.
Okay.
It's the whole lip fungus thing that we're worried about.
Well,
Well, Okay.
I'm a little germophobic.
That's fair. No,
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin did one of these
Who said
like
that?
2 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
like
14.3 for Miller.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. Shane Newbanks. So Kevin did this?
Kevin
I
did
did
this.
see that. Okay.
Barb says, use Cody's sleeve.
I thought about using my own sleeve too, but I don't know.
Luke already got up, so I mean,
Yeah. So what was your time? 15 seconds?
15 seconds.
I gotta be 15 seconds.
While we're waiting,
I don't have the
everyone
experience like you
hit the like button, please. 22 likes,
back.
110 people in.
He's back.
Hit the like button.
You know, we gotta do it just to be safe.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. Plus, now the phone went down, so
When
that
they
was, that
both-
was strategic.
When they both call in sick on Tuesday, we'll know.
I know.
Nathan
no.
says, the beer doctor.
The beer doctor. Kate
Corey
Brendan's
says,
hair-
Kate says,
You know what, Kate? Thank
Brendan's
you.
hair looks
Thank
nice.
His hair does look better in
I
person.
appreciate. Well, so many good compliments. I need to come back more often. All right, are we doing this?
They almost put him in first class because of it.
No, I actually sat in the very back seat of the plane, completely miserable. I have to do it again tomorrow. God.
The Duke, man. Come on. All right. Do you have anything to cheers for before I read the Duke's comment?
Yeah, first off, thank
I'm
you
not
to the
reading
Cubs
that
for saving
one.
my life tonight. I could not go back to California with a sweep. And then, get well soon, Nico. I actually came out for Nico specifically, and I actually healed his hamstring. So I've been busy this week.
Expect him Friday at the top of the lineup.
That's the rumor,
Sources
So-
say. Delmetrics. Delmetrics and Pitch Doctor together. It seems like it's all together.
Barb thinks you're a frat boy, by
I'm
the
a
way.
frat boy?
How do we
It's the
only
hair.
have 39
It's the
likes?
hair.
I did go to ASU, so it kind of fits the theme. But yeah, I was definitely not a frat boy. But yeah, we'll
How do
play
we
the
only
role.
have 39 likes?
I know you gotta like it.
After
All right.
a win like that and the vibes of the first chug, 15.7.
Everyone always thinks I'm a frat boy, but that's
15.7.
It's the hair, bro.
It's the hair.
Here we go.
I can't help the
Here we
hair.
go.
Okay,
And
go.
boom,
All right.
there's
As-
the first.
As he's going, I'm going
It's
to read
so
the Duke's
sweet
comment.
when it goes down.
It's not the lip fungus on the rim that's going to get you. It's the herpes in the backwash. Just kidding. Love you, Cody. That's not true,
Don't
man.
make him laugh. Don't make him laugh. He hasn't stopped yet.
Oh, look at him go.
Look at him. He's still going. Still going. down the final stretch. Here he
going.
comes.
Go.
Brendan Miller for the win.
Woo!
Wow, under 30 seconds, 25-5.
That's difficult.
Yeah, I told you, man. It's not like just drinking out of a.
It's
out of a
25-5.
It's
Yeah.
like you can't tell when it's almost done.
Yeah.
All right, I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
Let's go.
All right.
Boom.
25-5. That was.
You know,
The vibes are immaculate.
anyone who talks smack, this is harder than it looks. It's
All right, you know what?
I'm
I'm kidding. I'm not.
All right,
The
Luke's doing
day
it.
that we get Luke
No,
to do it.
it's not happening.
Miller is
All right,
worse.
if we
I
make
gotta
the
drive
Miller
all
is
the way to
worse than
Arlington
Hosmer.
if they make the playoffs,
Shane, you want to do this?
If they make
You
the
wanna do this?
playoffs,
You come
do
out
it
here
the
and do
day they
this.
clinch the playoffs.
If I'm at home.
Okay, but no, because the bat will be here.
Yes.
I will drive you to Arlington Heights.
Well,
myself.
you could buy me somebody could buy me a plastic bat, and I could have one stored at home.
Someone donate one. Okay,
They get to
we'll
the playoffs.
figure it out. Here,
But I'll tell you what's going to happen.
Listen,
I'll
I
sip
can-
it like a fine wine, and by the end of the show, I'll have it done.
I can shotgun this like with these. So
Well,
Actually,
Joey did.
I would
The
actually
bat.
take. I would actually take Stuck just like drinking it like a casual beer, just so we could all sit
pouring
here.
it in a glass.
No. You
Smelling
could
it?
Pour it into the bat, but you just drink it casually during the show. I would
Arizona
take that.
vibes. I like
Adam
that.
says, how many likes for Luke to chug? There's no number. Lawrence says, Hosmer was great tonight.
Wow, people are really talking shit about this.
Yeah.
You guys are
See, this is what
cruel.
happened,
This is what I
Jeff.
get,
I
man.
remember my
This is what I
first
get.
beer.
That is like the size of my quad, guys. Like this is like a really difficult task. Okay, 30 seconds is actually not that bad.
Wow, the chat is. The chat was angry.
Nick
my friend.
Magical would have taken 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's unfair.
Yeah, Corey would have taken 3 hours.
10-4 over the Cardinals. Corey was nice to you.
You're right. I know.
Corey was nice
I
to you.
know.
Less
This-
than
my
30
default
seconds.
mode
I'm
is to
very
be mean
impressed.
to Corey.
Listen, first ever time you stepped in studio,
Yeah.
you've already done a beer
I've done
bat
a
chug
lot.
in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah. Done a lot.
We got a couple of super chats here at the bottom.
I'm laughing at the
Are there
Hosmer
more
chat.
herpes references? Or are we
No.
all right here this time?
Never thought we'd get a herpes reference though on the show.
I'm laughing at the Hosmer comment real quick.
I'm not-
Hosmer was
I'm
great
not-
tonight.
I'm not
Hosmer's
laughing at
batting
that.
ability.
I'm not laughing. Who said that actually? Who
That's
was
from
that?
Foreign
Foreign
Empire.
Empire. Foreign Empire, we thank
Empire.
you. And Matthew didn't say anything, but Matthew gave us $1.99, it looks
Thanks,
like.
Matthew. Appreciate
Matthew,
you.
if you just put a regular comment, I'll read it. The next comment from you.
Oh, there you go. He just said, I listen every day. First time here for the live chat.
Thank you very much, Matthew.
Thanks, Matthew.
That's nice.
Thank you. It is
Now
the
you
way to
know
go.
what it's like to watch the vibes.
See, now, if you're listening at home on the podcast version on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we appreciate you. Make sure you give us the 5-star review and the likes and the thumbs up and all those things. But you are potentially missing out on the vibes of seeing the beer bat chug.
It's tough to say.
After when it is. And I'm not even the one that was chugging beer a couple
know.
minutes
Yeah.
ago.
Dustin Combs just gave us $9.99, but
$9.99.
forgot to leave his comment. So, Dustin, if you
Missing out on the
say
live
something,
chat.
we will read it.
Subscribe to the CHGO Sports YouTube page. It's
Please.
a
We
good
just
time.
went over 30K. We're at like
It's
30,
about vibes.
30,500
Yeah.
now or something.
By the way, I had like 3 beers before I did that. Just saying. So like, you try to have 3 beers and then do that.
Kalata says,
offended.
I agree with Luke. He's my age. That's wrong.
That is kind
Hey,
of wrong.
I will have you know that Brendan Miller thought I was in my 40s.
I did say that. I said you look good for your age.
There you go.
Normal listener is Jack R. Is Jan Gomes the fan favorite? Probably not, but who would have thought he'd been in the conversation at this time last year?
He is in the combo.
Yeah.
We had a lot of
He's
hate
becoming
early in
one.
the season. DFA Gomes. And then we started the joke about, well, he's got more homers than Wilson Contreras.
He still does.
He still does.
Him, Barnhart, and Amaya combined have more home runs than Wilson Contreras.
There you go. I mean, facts are facts.
Facts.
Numbers
Actu-
don't lie. That's what
Actually,
I've heard.
Jan Gomes, Miguel Amaya, and Cody combined have more home runs than Wilson Contreras.
Look at that. Congratulations, Cody.
I don't even have to use the
That's a fact.
other form
Facts.
of facts for that.
No. Cubs with 7 extra base hits, which was good to see. 6 for 14 with runners in scoring position, which was really good to see. But what we talked about in the pregame show is Justin stealing an ace. Now, this was not his best game, but he did enough
Yep.
to keep guys from crossing home plate, and it's his 7th quality start of the season.
How many in a row, though?
I
Would
feel
that be
like
15, considering he had 14 straight 2 earned or less?
Ah.
But how many of those? Like, I know there's probably
I'm not
some
sure
5
that he
inning
is.
ones on there.
He's now 6-0 with an ERA still under 2, 1.82 or something like that.
crazy. It really is crazy what he's been doing. Even we were talking about this during the game. Like, he clearly didn't have his best command tonight, but as we were talking about during pregame, when he's missing with that fastball up and away, he's still getting those whiffs. And you saw that even generating some of those double plays just up in his zone, his stuff is nasty. It really plays even when he's not his sharpest. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, me and you were kind of worried about his last inning, and we thought maybe he should have been taken out. Yeah. Got the ground ball double play, though, in the big moment to keep the Cardinals from getting back with it even closer. He allowed a run in his last inning. It was 6-3. Gets out of the inning, and then Morel comes up, gets some insurance, and and they end up looking like a blowout.
I may have screamed at David Ross on the TV screen, but to get him out. He didn't hear me.
Kevin, Dustin did leave a comment, and I want to read it because he did send us $9.99. Dustin Gomes. Scroll up a little bit more. There it is. Morel should never spend another day in Iowa. Thoughts, #vibes, #beer bat chugs.
That brings me to my next topic for us.
Look at that. Nice
so,
what a transition.
Yeah. Thank you.
Tomorrow,
Dustin.
the Cubs are off. So the Cubs are off on Thursday. Then they hit the road for 9 games starting Friday. Let's just play the what-if game. If Nico returns on Friday, where do you start playing Christopher Morel? Let's assume he stays at the big league level, because if they don't, I think the fans will riot. If they don't keep up, where do you find Christopher Morel, his playing time, when Nico Hoerner returns?
He's been playing predominantly in the outfield, right? Like, if all of the positional, I guess, decisions by Ross weren't on the table, I would like to have him at third base. I always thought he has a chance to expand upon his natural arm strength and his athleticism at third base, but he hasn't played there, right? And I thought maybe coming in during spring training, his arm action would change, perhaps shorten that motion up, improve that arm accuracy, but we haven't seen that. So it'll be difficult. I think we were talking about this. I think maybe even DH for now.
Chad's going with.
Yeah, but ultimately, like, long term, like, I do want to see Morel at third base, man. His arm is just, like, unbelievable, and he has that fast twitchiness. Like, I can see him being a good third baseman with the proper time.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about how Patrick Wisdom is such a matchup-based guy. Like, unless he's just playing like he did in those, like, few weeks of April where he's hitting a home run every day, there's definitely not a reason to play him every single day. So I'm looking at the pitching probable for Friday, and the Cubs are going up against Sonny Gray, who's been one of the best pitchers in the league this year. He kills his team too. Yeah, and he pitched very well against the Cubs when he was in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
Wisdom doesn't have a lot of experience against him. He's 0 for 4, and Morel has never faced him. So I can't tell you off the top of my head if I think Wisdom matches up well against a guy like Sonny Gray, but I do know that Sonny Gray has a 1.35 earned run average and has been one of the best pitchers in the American League. Maybe you ride the hot hand with Morel in that situation and start him at third that day.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about third base in the grand scheme, is that Wisdom has proven to be a very good defensive third baseman.
I was going to say, who's the better defensive third baseman?
At this point, from what we've seen, we've seen more from Wisdom at third.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But that still doesn't mean that Morel doesn't deserve that opportunity, because he had a whole offseason to try it and work on that types of things. Yeah. We didn't think that Madrigal was going to be anything at third base, and he has turned out to be a solid defensive third baseman. So, like, I'm willing to see him play some third base, especially with that bat hitting over those exit velocities well over 100 miles per hour, right?
He's an enigma.
Yeah.
He's an enigma. Yeah, I mean, like third base would be my primary option. It just doesn't appear as if the Cubs are intentional with him playing third base. Like, we didn't really see it much in AAA, didn't see it much during spring training. To my surprise, I think to everyone else's surprise. So I'd be a little shocked if that happened, but somehow you have to get his bat in the lineup. Mm-hmm. That's the thing.
I will say
so
that
he's gonna be the super utility guy that,
and
he
that's
really
what Ross said. He would do that.
Now here's two things that I'm a worrier. I'm a guy that likes to worry about stuff.
That's my middle name.
Okay, so we have a couple super chats I got to get to after this, but Here's two things I worry about. And maybe I shouldn't. Morel is a young guy. I want him here. I want him playing all the time. So it looks like he's going to have to be the super utility guy because I agree. Patrick Wisdom just hit his 12th home run, and he's played good defensive third base. Yeah. So Patrick Wisdom, when the matchup is right, is my guy at third base. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't believe Morel can play some third. He would be my second choice at third base instead of Madrigal at third base.
Yes.
Because he gives you more power, all of it.
So Morel over Madrigal defensively? Strictly from...
No, just at third base.
Okay.
My first choice at third base would be Wisdom. My second choice would be Morel.
Okay.
Now, I would like to get Morel in. You're not going to get him in at second base. You can try and get him in the outfield, kind of spelling some guys to try and get two things that concern me. One is when you start moving him around so much, does he start to struggle like he did at the end of last season? Because part of the game is mental, and you've got him bouncing all around the field. It is something he can do. He's shown us he can do it. He hit 16 home runs last year. But anybody that's played Major League Baseball will tell you it's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's one concern. Mm-hmm. What's best for him? Two would be, my next choice would be DH.
Yeah.
Because he gives you a little power there. He doesn't have necessarily an obvious position, so you could put him between DH and maybe mixing some other things, whether it's third, outfield, or whatever it might be. But anybody that's played Major League Baseball will also likely tell you that DH isn't the easiest thing in the world either for a hitter. Like, some guys just need that
mental break.
And they need to go through the routine of, I'm going out to the field, I know it, I'm coming in, my routine is then I hit. So all of a sudden they get into playing DH, which is different. You're sitting around on the bench just waiting to go up and hit. Will that be an issue for Morel if you put him at DH? So I see two things that concern me about it, but not enough to be like, hey, this guy can't be here. I want to see him playing every day.
Well, he did DH tonight. So
that's right.
And
that's what I'm saying. It didn't bother him. I'm just saying, if you expand this now over a 3-month experiment, how will this play out? Will we find out that, because again, the beginning of last year, everything was great for Morel too, and then when he started to struggle, it snowballed on him and he started striking out more, right?
Yeah.
Now, whether or not that was because he was playing too many positions or wasn't ready for whatever, I don't know. Maybe it was just he's a young player. Just something I worry about a little bit. But I want to see him play. Super chats.
Go ahead.
And then we'll come right back to it.
Okay.
Thanks for joining last night. Cody was the super chat there. I just lost it.
From our WB team.
Thank you.
Alex, I've been in his Twitter spaces a few times.
Oh, very nice. And Adam, super chat, $10. First appearance of the pitch doctor. You better believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Drew, super chat, $4.99. How do you guys feel about the Cubs on the road versus Twins, Astros, Phillies? I predict...
it gives me anxiety.
He says that he predicts the Cubs go 5-4 or 6-3. They're due for wins. Love the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It also gives me anxiety.
I'm a little scared
just about how they're going to...
A little bit.
How are they... Again, the David Ross thing I said last night, this is where we're going to start to evaluate him as a manager. Now he's got some real decisions to make. You're okay, though, with the uncertainty of Morel, whether it's DH, third base, outfield, Swiss Army knife?
Yeah. So to kind of answer his question, the only team of those three that I'm a little worried about for the Cubs is Houston. The Twins lead the AL Central, but that division stinks, and the Phillies are under 500 at the moment and have underperformed considering how much their payroll is.
Yeah.
Let's just be real about it. So that's the answer to that question. But as far as Morel, like I said, third is great. I do think, listen, Cody Bellinger hasn't had an off day. I don't know if he's had an off day at all. He might have.
Even Seiya, shift over Morel to right field,
right?
Or whatever you want.
Sometimes they like to piggyback it too with this. You get a regular
Happ
day off and then a travel day.
I know Happ has had one. I don't know if they would do it for Morel in this game against the Twins because he's probably never played at Target Field.
Yeah.
So that'd be a tough thing. And Bellinger has obviously shown that he is playing like a Gold Glove center fielder this year. But I think that ability to give a guy an off day and to be able to still insert the kind of bat that Morel has brings a different brings a different type of vibe for a guy coming off the bench. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that's huge for this team. As the season goes along, you want to try and get guys rest when they need it. I think there's been moments even early on where I've wondered, Swanson before the last 2 days now, he was kind of struggling. Like, could they have used, could he have used an off day? I know he doesn't want one because he's played all of 162 like the last 2 years, but it's those little things that I think about sometimes. And I just think Morel kind of helps with that because you want to give Happ an off day. All right, you put Morel out there more often than not. Like, it's left field.
They mentioned the paternity leave. Let me tell you, that is
that
is not
leave.
time off.
Yeah, that's not time off.
He's way more tired then than he was at the ballpark.
My bad. I did forget about that.
What about what Matthew says? Now, Matthew, I appreciate your opinion. I just don't personally agree with it. He says Morel goes to third, Wisdom and DH, Belly to first, Vasquez to center, offense is fixed. You're welcome. I love the energy and the exclamation marks. I don't agree with Morel to third or
taking Bellinger out of center field. Are you crazy?
Well, you've made yourself defensively worse at two positions, center field and third base. So that's why I wouldn't do that.
Nervous, man.
But I like getting all those bats in the lineup. Maybe it's a trade-off you're willing to make. Personally, I'm not, because Bellinger's great at center field, and to me, Wisdom's the best defensive third baseman they have.
Yeah. I mean, first base, we have to let some games play out for Mervis. Has he been underwhelming? I guess in a way, but like he's had some good defensive moments.
Decent. Some of those scoops.
Yeah, and I think the at bats at least have been nice for him. Yeah, he's had some that have been good, but I mean, the Marlins pitching staff is the strength of theirs, and sure, I would have liked to see a little bit more against St. Louis, but guys, he didn't face pitching like this in AAA, and that's kind of the difference between what you're seeing there comparatively to the major leagues. So you got to give Mervis some time. So yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
All that said, I like what he said in terms of like the idea, but
I do too. I'm not even saying he's wrong. I'm just saying at first glance, I disagree with it because defensively, you've said that's what you're going to hang your hat on is pitching and defense, and you hope you have enough offense.
Yeah.
And you have a great center fielder and better third baseman. If I had to DH someone, it would be Morel over Wisdom at that
I
spot
think
at
everything
DH.
we know at this time, probably. And then like Corey said, like we were talking about this on our shows. Why isn't Mervis called up? Well, some of the thinking was, well, he needs to get acclimated defensively at first base, at least in a short going here, just the eye test. He looks good. Some of those scoops, those two-handed scoops, Mancini almost gave me a heart attack when he ruined Dansby Swanson's backhand dive over there. Like, I kind of wish we saw more of Matt Mervis. So my thinking too, in addition to your point, Cody, is when these guys are playing consistently, and this even goes for Christopher Morel, it's development too. It's not just like winning in the moment.
Yeah.
These guys need to fail. They need to go through that iterative process. And at least for Christopher Morel, one of the most impressive aspects of his game throughout his career was an unexpected rate of adapting. We saw that with his chase rate. We saw that at times with his contact rate. He did go through peaks and valleys. The strikeouts were an issue, but he's progressing at a pace that is really unexpected, and now even more so with the power. So I want to see that continue, and that's one of the main reasons why I didn't like the idea of him playing in AAA so much, because I don't think you can confidently give this guy a projection, and I want to see them push the boundaries and risk it and let this guy evolve. I think this guy is not your typical player. I think he evolves really fast.
It's fun to watch because we're all talking out of both sides on all of it, right? Like we're all like, every game counts, but I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit to develop Morel more. Like, right? Like that's the reality of it. And I think that the Duke just gave us a big monster super chat, $50.
Wow, dude.
And he
you
says,
put it up on the screen, Kevin. I'll read it. I can see it.
He's right about this. Go ahead, Cody.
Okay, Luke. This keeps me up at night. If you leave a prospect up, Morel in this case, and keep him at DH, you develop his bat, but not his fielding. If he's utility, the bat could regress from overload. If he's given a set spot, you could make the defense worse.
Right. Which door do you choose? You, like Brennan said, you want to develop
$50, by the way. Thank you.
You want to develop the the complete player.
But what's the alternative?
What's the best? What's the alternative? How does it impact this season versus 2 seasons
But what's
from
the
now?
alternative to not playing Morel now? To me, the alternative is playing Nick Madrigal now. So then the question I have in my mind is, okay, can you project Nick Madrigal's value for this team this year, but also in the future? And if, let's say you give Morel an opportunity to play consistently, well, is that going to significantly affect the Cubs' current competitiveness? My thinking is it's not. And I think some of the sample that we have now is rather big. Madrigal has been one of the worst offensive hitters in the league, yet he's on pace for 350. I keep saying this, 350 to 400 plate appearances. To me, it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's not the way he should be used, and it's a wasted opportunity, both from the Cubs' current competitiveness, but also allowing a player that might have this unique evolutionary capacity to go to the next level. And I want to see that happen. But to me, it's development, but also immediate competitiveness.
Well said. Well said. That's why he's the doctor. See, RWB. Well, I don't know what all this is.
This is funny that he sends this as
is this
Brendan
code?
said
Is
this.
this code, Brendan? Is he sending you code? Is this a message from somebody at NASA?
This is outs above average. Yeah. So
Defensive runs saved.
Wisdom.
I think my eyesight's going.
Wisdom is
Wisdom
one
out. Oh, now it's gone.
No, it's on the
No, I got it up there.
One
I
outs
can't
above
see that smaller
average.
screen.
-1 defensive
I
run
didn't even
save
process.
for Wisdom.
I told you.
And then Madrigal has 2 outs above average and 2 defensive run saves.
Yeah,
so he's
so-
actually played better defense.
For sure.
Than,
Who's
than
played
Wisdom.
better defense?
Madrigal has played better defense than Wisdom, according
Well,
to
he's
those
played
two.
less.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
played
know
le-
if that matters for this particular
He's
statistic.
played less
but
of it too at third base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in samples like this, defensive statistics are notoriously difficult to measure with a degree of accuracy. Like odds above average is pretty decent, but it's still so small of a sample. Madrigal, from just the eye test alone, has looked pretty good. His comparison to Wisdom defensively, like I can understand how some people think he's been better defensively for sure, but I wouldn't put too much stock in those numbers like right away. Like there was the first 2 weeks where Dansby was like in the 30th percentile of outs above average. Now he's back into like the 90th percentile. So these things change pretty rapidly.
We got somebody in Philly watching. So wow, look!
Wow.
We're not only international, we're also in Philly.
Oh.
Look at that.
Also in Philly. Welcome, Philly. I'll tell you what. A lot of things made me happy about tonight's outcome. Brendan was here to enjoy it. Cubs won. They can get the Cardinals out of town. I don't like that. It wasn't the longest game. But something that always gets me boosted is the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program because it can save you money and energy.
And the lights are just so bright at Wrigley Field. Like
Brendan noticed it in studio.
The lights
Yeah,
are
and
these
ComEd
lights
my
too.
eyes right now.
Beautiful.
Oh my God. Crazy.
It's all because the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, guys, which is committed, absolutely committed to helping families and businesses in the communities they serve, helping manage energy usage and lower energy bills now and into the future.
Yeah, ComEd offers a wide variety of incentives on lighting and other efficiency upgrades to commercial, industrial, and public sector customers of all sizes across their territory. ComEd offers free facility assessments that can help find energy-saving opportunities like for HVAC systems, commercial kitchen equipment, or industrial processes.
How's it work, Luke?
Glad you asked, Cody. An authorized engineer will work with you to develop a detailed assessment plan specific to your goals and your needs. They can be done in person or virtually. They last about 2 hours, and then within 3 to 4 weeks, customers get this report that details energy efficiency projects they can start working on right away. Each recommendation will include estimated energy savings, cost savings, project costs, potential incentives, and simple payback. If you own a business, you got to get on this. Stop sleeping on it. Don't wait. Get started saving money and energy today for energy-saving tips, lighting incentives, or to schedule your free facility assessment, go to ComEd.com/poweringbiz.
I didn't quite hear you, Luke. Did you say ComEd.com/poweringbiz?
That's it, Cody Del Mendoza. Schedule it today. And while you're at it, throw on your Shady Rays because I know Brendan's going to as he heads back to sunny California.
I am.
First of all, Shady Rays are nice here in Chicago because we got summertime shy coming up.
Oh, yeah.
But the only thing close to summertime shy is all year California.
Yeah. Although recently it's been raining like every other day.
That's why you came
I
here.
came here, I saw the beautiful rooftop that we have.
Right.
And I got to say, the weather here in Chicago has been better than San Diego. I'm a little jealous. But also I keep saying this, these lights, I need to be wearing my Shady Rays on set. I'm going to go home with like a migraine over here.
Or
it's this ComEd is too powerful.
When they start flashing the W on the lights at Wrigley.
You don't like that though.
Well, it doesn't really look like a W to me necessarily.
It's
but,
a W.
you know,
It looks like a W
trying.
to me.
it looks like they're trying to bring in,
Yeah.
aliens or something is what it looks like.
But
to me.
I did come in, and Jake gave me a brand new pair of Shady Rays.
Nice.
I don't have them
So
on
you're
me
heading
right
home
now.
with your Shady Rays.
I am. I can't
He
wait.
must have been holding that pair for you for so long.
They're brand new.
Where are they?
They're in my.
You put them away already.
I did. Well, I
You don't want anybody taking them.
I don't want anyone to
Didn't
take them.
trust us.
I'll take a picture of them. They're like very nice, like light brown, very California-esque.
Yeah.
So
You didn't
yeah.
trust us. I understand.
I don't trust Cody. I trust you, Luke, but not
Okay,
Cody.
thanks.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I do love Shady Rays for vibes purposes.
Tell us about those Shady Rays, Brendan, because I feel like you're an expert now that you've got that
I
pair
am.
in your hands for the
I
first
am.
time.
So take on the sun with gear built to last, like these Shady Rays. Shady Rays is an independent sunglass company that offers a world-class product that when I put these in my hands, I was like, wow, how much are these? But they're very cost effective. They are very durable. They're extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. I'm not the most outdoor adventurous person, I will admit that, but I do walk down the streets pretty often. And to me, that's pretty outdoor adventurous. And I'm going to be putting my Shady Rays on. And that's not all Shady Rays
Outdoor adventure.
offers. If I like slip on a crack on the sidewalk, if I break my Shady Rays, they will send me a brand new replacement, no questions asked. And together with their customers, Shady Rays is providing much needed support to nonprofit partners through the U.S. through Shady Rays Impact. From building play sets for pediatric cancer patients to providing young adults with MS, the outdoor adventure of a lifetime, Shady Rays is making an impact in your community and others like it now and for years to come. And again, if you don't love your Shady Rays, exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back. Exclusively for you guys in that chat, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com. Use code CHGO for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by 250,000 people.
Wow, that was better in person.
I know.
I feel like
I nailed it.
you stepped up to the plate.
I know.
Corey is like he
can't
lit
believe
in
it.
the chat right now. About
I know.
it.
It was live. It was on camera. The lights were on. A lot of people freeze up there.
I know. Like Nico
Brendan just
Horner.
brushed his hair back.
Like Nico Horner, I just come through in the clutch. When the lights are on, like Nico.
And you had a full pocket Pilsner that you had shoved down,
And
too.
some
There
of
were
it's
no
on my
burps,
shirt, so I'm
nothing.
a little wet over here, too.
Yeah, so wow.
It's really coming through.
Oh my goodness.
We can clip that
we have
off.
I think we have another super chat or two, Kevin. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, we do. RWB.
RWB,
About
he
the innings.
said, wisdom related to outs above average and defensive run save. Wisdom 195.2 innings and Madrigal 125. So
some
it's a
That's some
sizable
good
difference.
numbers right there. I appreciate the research.
Give
Thank
Brendan
you.
a thumbs up like on that. Please. We got 88 likes. We need a few likes for that read. That was good stuff.
Thank
and
you,
we got
Luke.
156 people that have joined us now live. We
Another
appreciate
super
each one
chat
of you.
as well. Mariano, Steele is an ace in all caps. Always battles no matter what. Hell
that
yeah,
was
man.
the pregame question. Is he an
Yeah,
ace?
you
Will he
saw it.
stop the bleeding? He
Again,
did it.
He stopped it.
He I think we all probably would have been pretty happy with considering how good he has been. I know the 2 earned or less is over, like the streak is over, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, for last year, we sat here so many times and was like, man, can anyone on this staff give us like even 5 innings? And now you're seeing it every day, but definitely every day from Justin Steele. And that's all I want. Honestly, coming in this year, I was just give me 5 innings, and I feel like we're gonna have a chance to win a game. This guy's giving us 6. He gave us 6 tonight in a start where he really, to his standards that he has pitched at, was not that great.
He felt
6-0.
off.
Yeah.
He felt off, and he threw 6 innings against the Cardinals, and we won the game.
And that's a good lineup. I don't care if they're 13 and 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
That is a good lineup. That is 2 MVP candidates in that lineup from last year.
Yeah.
Lars Nootbaar sounds like a candy bar, creative player, whatever. The dude's been killing us this week. Brendan Donovan, he's the new guy I hate the most since Yachty retired. Like, they have a good lineup. They're so annoying. And Justin Steele, he found a way to give the Cubs 6 innings on a night that he wasn't even that great. Like, it's incredible stuff, man.
Well, Craig is saying, he's mentioning what Joe Girardi said in the broadcast, the pitcher's keeping the game when the offense is struggling. All they need is a stretch of hitting. Well, that's what we've said about this team. That's why we think they still could be, even when they have bad stretches, they could be playoff contenders. because they do have pitching depth that we think will keep them in it. And if they get just enough hitting at just the right time and can avoid the slumps. Now, Steele probably wasn't as good as Stroman was.
No.
But the results are flipped, right? But that's what makes the pitching depth so good.
Yeah.
And also
You
goes
could
back
consider
to
both aces, but both guys gave you a shot to stop
If
the
you
bleeding.
could put one pitcher on the mound in a must-win game right now, I would probably go with Steele.
Yeah.
Just the ability, and Stroman's repertoire is diverse.
Yeah,
He has
that's
that
tough.
sinker, he has the slider, he has the splitter when he wants to show it. He can go up and in to right-handed batters with that two-seam fastball. But anyone who's listened to us for some period of time, I always say I like whiffs, I like whiffs, I like whiffs. I don't want bloop hits. I want to maximize strikeouts, maximize whiffs, and Steele is that guy right now.
So Steele was great, but he is not your DraftKings player of the game. That is Mr. Jan God Gomes.
Wow.
Is the way they're calling
Jan
him.
Gone,
God
as I
Gomes.
said, whenever he hit that 2-run homer.
3 for 3, home run, 2 ribbies.
Yeah.
Look
Jan
good.
Gomes.
First game back from a concussion.
Yeah. Jan Gomes homers 6, Wilson Contreras 2.
So that, if my math is correct, 6 divided by 2 is 3, which means, that's 3 times more home runs, right? That's how the math works out than Wilson Contreras.
You're the math guy.
I think that's what it is.
What I wanted
Yeah.
from Gomes going around the bases was this.
Yeah.
That's what
Cubs got a little
That's
bit-
what I wanted
the
to
Cubs
see.
got a little,
It
like-
would have been funny.
Yeah.
And I think even Wilson would have had to have chuckled if he
Yeah.
did it.
The Cubs got a little bit of, I wouldn't say revenge because they still lost the series, but like a little bit of clap back tonight because not only did Gomes go long ball, but Cardinals legend Patrick Wisdom also went long ball. So
That's right.
it was just nice.
12
It's nice
home
to
runs.
win one, guys. Jan Gomes, outside of the homer and the 2 other hits. I mean, he's just been great all year, man. No one expected this from him from an offensive standpoint. He's whatever it is, keep doing it, man. Whatever the water you're drinking, keep doing it, man. If you're drinking Goose Island, we got a whole freaking closet full of Goose Island.
Well, I
will
drink like
supply
4
you
of
more.
them tonight, so not as many as we used to.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we still have plenty. I will
Yeah.
kindly give it to you if it's gonna make you keep playing like this. So
But with Jan Gomes, I've appreciated the role of a catcher so much more.
Yeah.
This is not to serious for a second. This is not to bag on Wilson in that respect, but I do appreciate the value of Gomes and his ability to call a game and just listening to all the pitchers talk about Jan Gomes. Also, one reason why I'm excited about Miguel Amaya, that quote from Hayden Wisniewski and really hyping him up and the preparation,
Joe
that gets me
Girardi
excited.
said good things about him, too.
Yeah, well, there you go. Joe Girardi,
right.
the foremost authority on that.
Speaking of Amaya, going
2
back
more
to
super
AAA
chats.
today, I thought it was like it. I wasn't upset about it.
Yeah, neither was I.
It was fine. And the thing is what makes me excited about him now is that I feel really good about him defensively.
Oh, yeah.
He's just got to get those at bats in because you could tell when he was at the plate, he was outmatched by a lot of pitchers.
Yeah.
And that's just from the lack of at bats at the minor league level against guys that he's, guys who have who pitch up to these types of standards.
And that's a good experience for him, too.
Right, yeah. So,
but to his credit, though, he worked a lot of 3-2 counts,
did.
especially in his
He
last
did.
couple games.
He had that, 12 pitch at bats, I
Yeah.
think, in the ninth? Yeah.
on one hand, I understand anyone who thinks that he should have stayed because, they had Luis Torrens on the roster, so they had 3 catchers. But, again, to me, it's like you got to get this guy every day at bats because this is the future of your organization at that position.
Yeah.
And so if he stayed here, sure, you want him to play more. You want him to play over Barnhart. I get that from an offensive perspective. Hell, even defensively, I guess, in a way. But he still isn't going to get every day at bats. And I don't as we saw tonight from the Cardinals, you do not want to bat your catcher DH.
Yeah.
Because Kinser is the reason that they had a rally ruined because he had to play catcher because the Cardinals have a catching problem. I didn't sneak that in there on purpose.
Do they have a catching problem?
He needs the.
I didn't hear that
he's never
correctly.
been at AAA.
Yeah.
Right.
Like his career, he was a top prospect, still is a good prospect, but
Yeah.
he's had a lot of funky injuries.
Right. So to round it out, I just think he's going to go to Iowa, get however many more at bats they need, unless there's another, emergency situation. Say Barnhart gets hurt this next time, or God forbid Gomes gets hurt again, or whatever. But knock on all the wood.
Please, all the wood.
I do think he'll be back later this year.
I think so too.
I just, again, I need him to get every day at bats against like some AAA pitching that has a mixture of guys who've been at the major league level, as we've all seen, and just get that experience in him, because he just hasn't played a lot before this year because of injury, because of COVID, Tommy John, whatever. Again, though, it was a great experience for him, and I'm very excited about him because, as we talked in the offseason, like, we were kind of, I don't know, like, maybe we see him this year. I'm just hoping that he plays some games.
The injuries were so questionable.
Yeah.
Broken foot, Tommy John.
He's now
we were starting to wonder if he was going to make it.
And now it's like, wow, this is awesome from what we've seen.
And I almost feel better now about Amaya that he's able to go through that adversity and come back. That, for me, I have a hangnail. I can't do a podcast, like, let alone have Tommy John and break my foot. So I give him credit.
I know when he'll be back. When postseason rosters expand.
Well, for sure.
There you go.
That's when he'll be back.
RWB with another super chat. Steele 6-0, 1.82 ERA. Steele for National League All-Star starting pitcher. Love to see it. Mariano with another super chat. Love watching Fulmer pitch when the game's over.
I love watching Fulmer pitch when it's just not the ninth inning. He's been great ever since they moved him to the middle relief role, man. I know, was it Monday, he gave up a run, but since they moved him to the middle relief role, he has been awesome. And he struck out Contreras tonight on the sweeper, and it was absolutely filthy. I'm not a Michael Fulmer stan, but, like, give the guy credit where credit is due. Thank you.
And that's the type, like, the Fulmer signing in a vacuum is fine, right? But in reality, their intention appeared to start the season was to give him a shot to closer role. Yeah. The risk was that, okay, let's do that, but simultaneously develop a wipeout pitch. That was a big ask from Fulmer. The sweeper does look good. It's just the consistency with which he has to throw that needs to be improved. And over the course of the season, in like a 6-inning, 7th-inning role, hopefully that does happen. But I do think a lot of, like, the, Fulmer sucks, all this stuff, I understand that, being in high leverage situations. And I do, in some respect, understand why people were upset about that. But, like, in a 9th inning to develop a new pitch type, it's difficult to do. I think over time there could be the possibility he gets to be a high leverage guy, just not right now.
Another super chat. Fernando was at the game, says, quite a trek home from Wrigley. I have a receipt for a W, I promised. Missed the chug, Cody. You also missed the chug from Brendan.
You did.
You have to rewind it, man.
Is this live? Question mark. Yes, it is, Fernando. We appreciate that. And since we have the pitch doctor here, I thought before, we're hoping Ryan Herrera is going to join us from beautiful historic.
I would love to see Ryan.
Wrigley Field.
Ooh.
You can get that shirt at allchgo.com, by the way. The pitch doctor is here, so we thought, all right, Brendan, give us some guys we should be watching. Arms that you're excited about.
Okay. Yeah, I think,
I saw one of them pitch today.
Yeah, you have a mixture of, this is a pretty cool graphic that you guys are seeing here. Mm-hmm. So you have a mixture of, like, major league guys and minor league guys. Jeremiah Estrada, for me, is probably the highest ceiling pitcher in the organization from, like, a reliever perspective. Right now, even in his limited time, his slider is rating on an 80 scale as a 73. There's Ryan. Look at that. As a 73 out of 80. And that means that his slider, he's laughing over here. Do people see this? He's laughing.
No, that's behind the scenes.
That's behind the scenes.
You're giving away my
Yeah. See, I'm like showing my rookie.
The pitch doctor's taking you behind the curtain right now. If you're watching live on YouTube.
I was just so excited to see Ryan. But I'll be fast here. But with Estrada, you see that he has this. Thank you, Luke. You see that he has a slider that rates better right now from just a horizontal break difference from his fastball by about 98% of the league right now. And that's not even his best pitch. His best pitch is that fastball. That fastball has 20 inches of induced vertical break, which is among the best in Major League Baseball. So this is a guy who quite literally has two pitch types that rate better than most of the league on the Cubs roster. So my hope is he gets comfortable, he can develop into a high leverage arm, and if he doesn't, then Adbert Alzolay, who's number 2 on this list, with those 3 unique sliders that I think we have a graphic here or an animation that can kind of show why I'm excited about Adbert Alzolai's unique pitch mix.
Vibes alone.
I mean, he comes out on the mound. You can just tell he's feeling it. But if you look at what Adbert Alzolai has done over the past year and a half, he has developed basically 3 pitches. And what you're looking at here is those 3 breaking pitches modeled. And I think this is a cool graph. Like, this is actually it's kind of nerdy, but it's kind of taking into account.
Nerdy, he says.
Yeah, it's taking into account like the effect of like gravity and all this stuff. This is like his actual, shut up, Luke. This is his like actual like pitch simulated on the screen, and you're looking at a cutter, a slider, and a slow slider. All these 3 pitches are new, right? So to me, those are the 3 pitches that are going to generate the most whiffs. But that blue pitch you're seeing is a cutter that's being used against lefties. That blue pitch is what's getting him outs against lefties, and one reason why I think you can start perhaps trusting him in higher leverage roles. And then you have other guys too. Ryan's, in the current over, so I don't want to take too much time. But you like Ben Brown, who struck, I think, 10 guys in 5 innings or something like that. Ben Brown. He's got Tyler Glasnow vibes. He's got, he's 6'6". He's got an interesting curveball around 84 miles per hour, has about 45 to 50 inches of horizontal break. Very similar to Tyler Glasnow's breaking pitch. Then he also has a hard cutter, which is interesting too. So
my one takeaway, and I know Ryan's waiting.
Yeah.
My one takeaway from your list is that you have Nick Birdie number 3.
So Nick Birdie hits triple digits if you like velocity.
I love that. I love the fastball.
Couldn't have done it.
Yeah. But he's also throwing a breaking pitch that's around, I think the reports are, I may be wrong with this, but I think the reports are like around 10 inches of horizontal break. And the major league average for a slider is around 7 to 8 inches. So his slider is actually moving more than the average rate with triple digits. So that's interesting. These are never certainties, right? Like, you see these names like, oh, these are not certainties, but you want to play the extremes and play the optimal pitchers. And I think these guys are right now probably it.
Oh, okay. Well, the only reason I said what I said is because, like, our diehard friend Gary, he's asking the chat, where is Cam Sanders? And Cam Sanders is a guy that I'm excited about.
I get 5 guys to pick. Like, I could put Cam Sanders number 3, and it would be the exact same feeling for me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Okay.
So this isn't a ranking. This is just the 5 that you're very interested in.
This is the 5 pitchers that when I thought of pitchers, these names came up. Right.
All right.
I said, give me 5.
And this is what I did.
Right there.
I listened.
Jordan Wicks too.
I listened. Oh, Jordan Wicks is interesting. He's got that. He's got that cutter.
Let him go all day.
I know. This is, you brought in Ryan at
YouTube's
the worst possible time. What time? Yeah, we are.
We got
here.
First of all, that was very good. I'd love to see the map with the little balls going everywhere into the boxes.
You know how long that took me to make,
exciting.
dude? I spent like an entire day making that.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
It was totally worth it.
Thank you.
It was totally worth it.
I think it was worth it.
I'll tell you what is worth it is the stuff we're getting from Foco to put on our set. Look at this Wisniewski bobblehead. You're not going to find that just at some old store.
No.
You're not going to walk into the last remaining Sears store in America and get that.
No, I don't
think
think
so. To Target and get that bobblehead.
He's actually
Foco.
He actually has a slider grip.
Now that's impressive. Foco, get fitted out with the best sports gear around. Hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, everything in between. Spring and baseball season, that means Aloha shirts, Ryan Herrera shirts, straw hats, polos, bags, everything you need for a game. Our set decorations donated by Foco have really amped up big time. We got a great Clark the Cub, too, that we had out here the other day. That's really nice, like a supersized bobblehead. Appreciate that. Check out Foco.com or click the link in the description below for all non-presale items. Use the promo code CHGO for 10% off.
So, Brendan, you're going to be back in like July, right?
I'm hoping to be back end of July, August, sometime in the summer.
Good.
And so, when we were watching the game, I was telling him, hey, we should go to Wrigley.
We should.
When you're here, because those vibes would be great. The Cubs would be in a playoff chase, and we'll either sit in the bleachers or we'll steal Corey's seats.
Probably steal Corey's seats.
Or we could use Game Time.
Or that.
Game Time, it's one of my favorite apps, guys. Buying tickets to your favorite events shouldn't be stressful, and that's why Game Time is one of my favorite apps. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, and theater near you, with killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee. You can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. What's going on this summer? my girlfriend's been trying to go to freaking Taylor Swift. She ain't going to be able to go. She can't afford that. I can't even afford that.
Nobody can afford
She
that.
wants
well,
to-
maybe with Game Time.
Maybe with Game Time. Maybe. Just maybe.
Big
just
price
because
drops last minute.
those price drops. However, they are very, very expensive tickets. However, I think she might be able to go to Jonas Brothers at Wrigley Field this summer. She is dying to go to that. I know Luke Combs was at Soldier Field. Good friend, our good friend Greg Braggs was there this weekend. He probably went with Game Time. It's just a great way to go to events like this.
You can get White Sox tickets for $1 on the weekdays.
Literally $1. I know, it's incredible stuff.
That
So
was a shot.
A little bit of a shot.
Is that true?
That
$1?
was a shot. Oh, yeah.
I paid $2 to see White Sox Astros last year on
Pretty
Game
soon
Time.
they'll start paying you to go to the games.
Game Time,
Yeah.
$2 is what you spent?
$2 to get into that stadium.
and with that said, Game Time is the place for last minute ticket deals. Forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. The Game Time guarantee means you'll get the best price if you find tickets in the same section and row for less. Game Time will credit you 100% of the difference. It's the fastest growing ticketing app in the country for a reason. Get images of your seat before you buy so you know exactly where you sit when you arrive. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps, and you're set. Tickets are sent directly to your phone so you don't even have to dig through your email. That's one of the most annoying things when that happens. You don't have to do that with Game Time. That's why it's the best. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHGO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem with code CHGO for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Great
See,
read.
Luke Combs' cousin, Dustin Combs.
Oh yeah.
Big fan of the Game Time.
He
There
also
you go.
asked how to become a diehard in the chat.
Oh, you get
a
that
little
box.
far up there. You get a box like that.
Could
But
get
it's
this
at
free shirt, any shirt you
allchgo.com.
want.
Yeah,
right.
allchgo.com. If you have any issues, feel free to send us a
Ryan's
DM.
like,
man.
are we
Ryan's
doing
getting
this?
anxious. He's
I
been
know,
here
so
for a
I
little
wanna
while waiting
leave-
for us.
He wants to leave Wrigley.
Let's get to him. As by the way, Corey has told us you guys cannot have his seats. You'll have to find a great deal on
All right,
Game
that's
Time.
fair, Corey. That's
Ryan, what's going on? How about this? The pitch doctor in the building and the losing streak is over.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was gonna ask: has Brendan canceled his flight tomorrow morning yet? Because I feel like he can't leave
Or he should
Chicago
go to
until the
Minnesota.
Cubs lose.
Yeah, he should fly.
Send him to
I know that.
Minnesota.
Send me to
potentially.
Minnesota. Let's go. I'll go.
It's on the way back, sort of.
Luke,
Yeah.
Luke has
Just a
more
little
money than
north.
I do.
Yeah.
What's up?
So Ryan, what was the
yeah.
big topic after the game? After the game in the clubhouse locker room?
Yeah, I mean, I think very obviously the offense, right? I tweeted it, but it's the first double-digit run game they've had since that Drew Smiley almost perfect game. It was 17 games in between doing so. When for the first 19 games they did it 6 times. Yeah, I think it was, and the last couple weeks has been, the inability to get the big hit. And you get the runners in scoring position, the bases loaded, whatever it is, and they just couldn't get that big hit. And like you look at the struggles of the last couple of weeks, and a lot of it, I mean, they didn't lose a game by more than 3 runs in the last 10 losses. Like it was a bunch of 1-run losses, a bunch of 2-run losses, which I don't know, maybe that frustrates fans more, right? But it's like it's not like they were getting blown out a lot or their pitchers were terrible. It was they couldn't get that hit to give themselves a lead or to get back in the game, like whatever it was that they couldn't do it. Today they did it. Patrick Wisdom, the go-ahead 2-run home run. Jan Gomes, a 2-run home run to give a little bit of insurance. Like Dansby getting a big hit. I think Seiya had a double with I think Swanson on second base. Like one of those base hits with runners in scoring position. I want to say they ended up going like 6 for 14 with runners in scoring position. So a lot better showing at that point than what they'd put together over the last couple of weeks. And it's like you want to believe that it's kind of that baseball where the ebbs and flows of the season, like maybe they're kind of coming back up and whatnot. But it is only one game. They have to go out and do that. And it's going to be tough on a 9-game road trip. But it was obviously good to see them figure it out for at least one night. And that, that's the big story of the day. That's what everyone was, a happy clubhouse, right? Everyone was very impressed by what the offense finally was able to do and get to the Cardinals today.
I have a question. Where does Christopher Morel's exit velocities tonight rank for the Cubs on the season?
I
Are they first? Do you have the answer to that? Because I have.
I would assume it's in the top 5 because he hit one 112 and he hit one 109, and Matt Mervis hit one 114 the other day or something like that. Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
What was Nick Madrigal's exit velocity tonight?
I would just. I feel like Morel's exit velocities tonight have to enter him in the top 5.
What's exit
Cubs,
velocity?
For Cubs exit velocities on the year.
I can make a graph for you. we can
I feel like that's something you would have already known, Ryan.
You could do that yourself on Baseball
Savant.
I have a question.
Guys, you
for
can look
Ryan.
that up on Exit Velo.
I have a question for you, Ryan. How is Nico Horner?
Oh, that's important.
Nico Horner. I know that's a big one for you.
It is.
Brendan. Nico is feeling better. They're still day to day giving him treatment. Again, Ross said something like he would hope that he could pinch hit him today, and it's one of those things where I wouldn't read too much into it because that's
Did you see him walking at all? Did you see him take any footsteps?
He is walking.
Yeah.
He's been walking.
He's
the last
walking.
couple days.
Any noticeable limp?
Water.
Does he have a limp? These are the questions I ask when you bring me out here.
I don't know. Not that I noticed. No,
that's not a confident answer, Ryan. I need a confident answer.
I'm only reporting what my eyes have seen. No,
I trust
think
you.
He's fine. I don't. Based on what he's talked about, what Ross has talked about, like he's feeling better. It was a mild strain from what the imaging showed. They still at this point, like the plan is not for an IL stint for Nico. I think they're just going to keep taking it day to day. Tomorrow's the off day. They get another day to kind of treat that and whatever. We'll see. Brendan, if it somehow gets to an IL stint, man, I think I don't think you're going to have to wait long to see your guy Nico.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Just don't worry.
Thank you.
He flew in. He was in the plane. Like, is that Nico over Lake Michigan? Is he walking on Lake Michigan?
I think it is.
I think it's Nico.
I can tell
Tell
by
the pilot that's Nico.
I can tell by the way he walks.
Barb is just out of control.
Barb continues to be the biggest wild card in this chat. She says, "Hey, is Cody wearing pants? I just looked at the screen. Have you not been looking at the screen this entire show?" Yes, I'm wearing pants. They're just khaki shorts.
Somebody asked in all caps earlier, "You have a girlfriend?" Greg's going to sleep.
Craig's going to sleep. And also,
I know,
Barb
it's
was
unbelievable, right?
Barb was suggesting I had a skybox that I used to take Chet Kopic to at Wrigley Field.
You got an interesting shack going
She's
on
such
over
a
here.
wild
Rest
card,
in
man.
peace. Rest in
Such
peace to
a
the
wild
godfather
card.
of talk radio.
Over 700 comments
Oh
tonight.
gosh. What about Seiya? Did anyone talk about Seiya? Because it was a huge night for him. Because a lot of fan base, and I mean, we've even voiced frustration ourselves, saying, maybe he needs to be moved down. Tonight, I think he went 2 for 3, had a walk, I believe, as well. And the one out he made, he hit the ball over 100 miles per hour, which is a great sign. Anything related to Seiya, Ryan?
Yeah, it was one of those where he's been struggling, right? Like we know that, and we talked pregame actually to David Ross. He was asked about just kind of where he's at, and for a guy that didn't have a spring training. I'm not sure the exact number of plate appearances he's got right now, but I think it's getting up to like he has more than what he would normally have in spring training, obviously, but like he's still trying to get to that number where like he feels like he's truly in season mode, I think. But it also did look like he saw the ball obviously pretty well today. The at-bats were better. He looked comfortable up there. Wisdom just talked about like he's a pro, right? He just called him a pro and professional hitter, and you could see that. I think the discourse has been that Seiya may not have felt as comfortable up there as he usually does, but now he's starting to get that. You saw it today with the hits, and where that goes from here. You want it to be a positive, right? You want it to be a first step, and someone actually mentioned post game, like I guess Seiya. I didn't see it myself, but I guess Seiya broke his bat at some point tonight, and then someone asked post game if that's a curse on Seiya being lifted, which made us laugh. But I don't know if that's what you want to go with. That's what you want to go with. That's your prerogative. But Seiya, good day for him, and everyone wants to see it continue on as he gets more into in season mode himself.
This chat.
I'm not trying to laugh at you.
Right.
Really
They're just out of
distracting me.
control, right? I'm trying to listen
I
to
know,
Ryan.
I know.
And the chat's just firing off insane comments after.
Well, I hear Kevin chuckling over here.
If you're not on the YouTube feed
Yeah.
and the CHGO Sports YouTube page,
Well, Luke's
it's worth
comment,
subscribing just for some of the chats.
Luke made me laugh originally, and then I wouldn't be here if he wasn't wearing pants. Comment, and then it just blew up after that.
The Richter House says, Cody, what's up with those tan boxer beefs?
Well, I guess when you cross your legs like that,
it does kind of look.
It does look.
You got
It
Clark
does
the
look
Cub over
slightly
here.
Do I
nude.
need to slouch for it? I don't know.
All right, Ryan, you ready for what everybody's been? A lot of people have been talking about this around Chicago. Brendan heard it at the hotel.
I did.
Who you got? Who's going to take who you got? It's a big showdown.
Mm-hmm.
The updated pregame standings. I'm 11-22. Ryan 9-25. Corey 8-25. Cody 8-27. Kevin 0-1. Sarah 1-0. Joey 0-2. Now, what happened tonight was I took Bellinger. That's a loss. Cody took Mancini.
Yep.
That's a loss. Brendan took Swanson. Not bad. And his first ever. Who you got? Not bad. Couple of hits.
Is it good?
Is it good enough to win? Corey said he had Morel tonight. I don't believe Corey was allowed. You had optioned him.
Yeah.
No, Corey's out. Corey's gone. Yeah, he gets. He gets
Not on the
nothing.
mainland.
Yeah, he's not on the roster tonight. Yeah, sorry.
Not on the 40-man.
Yeah, not on the 40 man.
So he couldn't have been selecting.
You have your own league standings going over there.
Ryan had
you are being silenced. Sorry.
Ryan took Patrick Wisdom, who did get to pull his shirt to the side.
He did.
And hit a home
Go
run.
ahead.
Did the neck pull. And then Joey, out of nowhere, threw in Jan Gomes for 2.
He went 3 for 3.
But I mean, out of nowhere, as in after the home run was hit, and he's
No,
In pregame.
On pregame show.
In pregame, he took Gomes, and I go, for 1 or for 2? And he's like, he was debating whether he was going to go for 2, and I was like, well, whatever. And he finally said, all right, I'm going for 2. So he took he's 0-2. He went for Jan Gomes for a 2-point win. So
here's my thing. Here's the way I look at it.
Okay.
Are we just gonna give who you got to anyone? I feel like he has to be producing the post game show, right? Like,
He did pregame, whereas Corey is drinking like margaritas on the beach right now.
Well, and we didn't let Brendan pick before because he'd never stepped in studio.
Which is fair.
But now the question is Brendan going to be allowed to vote from now on because he has graced us with his presence?
I see your guys' pick every day in the Slack channel.
I think Brendan gets to make a pick every day now.
I appreciate
He just has to throw it in the Slack channel.
Did I not save the season? Is that not justification for me doing this? Okay.
But is it enough to win? Your guy Swanson, 2 for 5, 2 RBI, 1 strikeout. Patrick Wisdom, 1 for 4, runs scored, 2 RBI, and a home run. His 12th. And a walk. And Jan Gomes, 3 for 3.
Has to be Jan Gomes, right?
And a walk. 3 for 3, a walk, and a home run. It's got to be the Gomer.
Jan Gomes.
Well, I'm saying I would vote Gomes, but are we just gonna are we gonna let Carm pick tomorrow, even though he doesn't do anything?
No.
Really
But Joey was actually in. Joey was in
saying.
studio for pregame.
I will say though
But
that
he's
Dansby had a
not
great
postgame.
defensive play that Trey Mancini ruined for me. Just saying. You got to factor that in.
Speaking of Mancini, he did go 1 for 1 with 3 walks.
Yeah.
And scored 3 times. So
Oh, wow.
But he did not
So the
save
only
that
person who
defensive
really
play.
lost was me with Bellinger, is what we're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
between Ryan and Joey, I vote Joey.
I would vote Joey. I'm just saying, are we letting Joey's vote stand? That's
I think for Joey to vote, Joey has to be at least the producer of a pre or post.
Yes.
And Joey did some.
And he did.
He did some extra work after the pregame. So I vote.
He
I
did.
vote,
He
I
was
vote
here
Joey.
during the game.
Yeah, he actually did hang around and chatted with Brendan. And
Barb says, "Hey, Joey's the kid who loads up on edibles. I remember him."
That might be true. Might be true.
He is now. By the way, Joey. Corey says he was robbed. Joey is now the only person with a 500 winning percentage.
Yeah.
He's now
2-2.
2-2.
He's 2-2, which will not actually qualify for who you got because you have to participate in at least 50% of the who you got. So
and he's in
it, but
Gomes or Barnhart guy.
he's not in
what
it.
it is?
So
Yeah,
we'll see.
he always takes
No
Gomes or
souvenirs
Barnhart.
from Hawaii now.
You were going to bring any
Way to
anyway.
go, guys. I wanted something.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd bring some sand back or something. Shit.
Coconut syrup.
I'll bring you some sand next time I come back. How about that? You can get your sand.
All right.
I get screwed again.
Ryan, anything we should be looking for? Anything special, extra that you're going to be writing about that we should be looking for coming from the press box?
Yeah, we got a few things coming up. Miguel Amaya, obviously optioned down today to make room for Gomes, but a lot of good chatter about what he showed in his 1 week up on the big league team. So look out for that. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We're gonna need it considering the Cubs are going on a 9-game road trip.
That's right.
That'll be fun. So keep on the lookout. ALLCITY.com. We'll have some stuff there.
Off day show tomorrow. So Thursday will not be at 1:20. It'll be straight up at 1 o'clock tomorrow here. You're going to be here, right, Ryan, or no?
I will. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ryan, Cody, and I will be here, and special guest Jordan Burnfield will join us.
My guy. Love JB.
So Jordan Burnfield's going to be here. Then we'll have the rest of the podcast picking right back up where they belong. And first of all, this has been a great chat. Maybe the best chat that we've had.
Look at that.
Maybe not total numbers-wise, right? Yeah. Of people coming in. But we've got 111 likes.
Almost
Thank you for all the likes. Please hit the like on the way out. Yeah. We had some great comments in the chat. And we had a lot of fun, too.
Almost 800 comments.
800 comments.
Almost 800, yeah.
The vibes were good tonight. We all needed it.
We did.
Because we hadn't
Brendan
done
saved the season and CHGO.
We hadn't done a winning postgame since Friday, so it was almost a week. So vibes are back. Cubs are 1-0 in their last one, and they go to try and make it 2-0 in their last two on Friday in Minnesota. Huge road trip coming up. I'm excited to see how this plays out. Anyone who's done with this team already, don't come to me in freaking August and September when the Cubs are in it and they're telling me they're back in. No, you ride or you die until the end, man. That's how you do it.
We all have to suffer.
We all have to suffer together.
That's
what this podcast and the YouTube chat and everything is all about. You come here to vent when you're pissed off, and you come here to celebrate when we're happy, and you listen to me list off facts about Jan Gomes and Wilson Contreras.
Just remember, we're always more miserable than you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I guarantee you we're more miserable than
you.
Nothing against you.
You should see our Slack channel during a loss.
This is how we're going to end a Cubs win over the Cardinals.
One more thing.
Barb says, use the super chat money and get Cody some trousers.
Very interesting chat.
God damn, Barb. with trousers. With that said, I did want to read this tweet that Corey sent related to Brendan because it's the first time here. He said,
"You're gonna get me emotional."
Genuine tweet time. Seeing Brendan in the CHGO studios finally truly makes me so happy. He and I worked hard for years to get such a great opportunity with the amazing CHGO team. And even though it took a while, seeing Brendan in the professional studio rules. I agree. It's awesome that you're here.
I wish I could do this more often.
Although that
that
probably is because Corey had too many pina coladas at this point.
Probably. That's the nicest thing Corey's ever said.
Corey's in his feels.
Yeah, but
he'll be back in July, so you know.
But Corey and I have been doing this for 8 years now. We talk every day for the past 8 years. We're psychotic human beings. So yeah, this is fun. This is for us. This is a big deal. So. Appreciate this. This is cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Immaculate.
Nice things, too.
Immaculate hair, immaculate vibes.
Wow.
Cubs win. Thanks for being here. Please come back this summer.
I will.
Yeah?
I will.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody, for the great chat. Thanks to Ryan. Look for his stuff at allchgo.com. Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app. Use the promo code CHGO when you sign up. Back here Thursday, 1 o'clock, off-day podcast with Jordan Burnfield and us. And until then, what's your sign-off going to be? You got to do something.
Keep winning.
Fly the W. Keep winning.
Brent says, I love this pod.